Stress is our body's way to respond to any kind of threat or demanding situations. When we sense danger, may they be real or imagined, our body's defenses go into an automatic process called the fight or flight reaction or the stress response. In small doses, stress can help us perform in pressure situations and motivate us to do our best. But when we are in constant stress mode, our body will have to pay the price. Let us recognize the telltale signs and symptoms of chronic stress to reduce its harmful effects and restore balance. Presenting Your Body Under Stress on Dynamic Living, the Total You.
Sigurado po kung gusto ninyo ang inyong mga madugang ka-reaction. Will take a very short break and then vinegar will continue on with other things do you have in mind that you believe to end your needs and that which first world class care kaya natin ibigay sa mga tao dito sa Pilipinas. It is a very better Welcome to Dynamic Living, the Total You, our dear viewers, as well as our radio listeners. Kami po ay nagagalak at sa araw na ito, we will be discussing your body under stress. Alam po naman natin na stress and stressful conditions can create havoc in our bodily systems, including our mind setting. So ngayon po, we have with us our guest from the College of Arts and Humanities. She's the Dean at the Adventist University of the Philippines, Dr. Flor Marticio. Magandang araw po sa inyo, Dr. Flor.
Magandang araw din po, Doc.
And welcome back to Dynamic Living.
Thank
Heto
you.
po, maganda yung ating talakayan ngayon because it's about stress. Na-stress po ba kayo papunta dito sa studio?
Sobra, pero don't worry.
Okay. So, heto po, Dr. Flor, alam naman po natin na we live in an age wherein it would seem that the stress is just all around us, kahit sa pangloob natin, di po ba? What causes stress to a particular person?
Okay, actually stress depends on the person that handles the stress. But as you said earlier, it's a part of life. We cannot get away from it.
What can be stressful to one person may not be stressful
Yes,
to
that's
another.
true. There may be the same situations, but people, differ in realizing and...
Will it matter, Dr. Flor, on one's upbringing kung paano niya i-handle ang stress?
Very much po. Makaka-apekto talaga. Napakahalaga kung paano pinapalaki ng magulang ang mga bata para ready sila na mag-handle ng stress. Although that's environmental, but another factor to stress is genetic. So, dapat talagang, taken from the genes of their parents.
Kasi di po ba minsan yung mga naririnig natin at nababasa natin at napapanood natin na for this particular person who's very young, with a very young age, would just take one's life because of their very stressful condition. Considering naman na if you put them all together in one population na pareho ang edad nila, others may not do that.
Right. Totoo po yun kasi iba-iba tayong mag-handle ng stress. So kung mababa ang iyong coping, mahihirapan ka talaga. You cannot think of ways on how to handle it.
So, paano po natin, let's talk about the impact of stress sa emotions ng isang tao or sa moods ng isang tao.
Napakalaki ng nagagawa ng stress sa mood ng isang tao. But again, personality counts. Depende sa personalidad ng isang tao kung paano haharapin yung stress. Some people are having difficulty handling even the simplest situations in life because they were not used to it. It's a matter of training yourself too on how to handle everyday stress.
Okay.
Kasi maraming klase ng stress naman.
Opo. So
Not all stress are bad after all.
Yeah, so let's talk about the good part of stress muna.
Okay. Yung good part ng stress, yun yung tinatawag nating eustress. Okay? Eustress, if you are a student, di ba, you want to cope up with your academic daily activities. Like, of course, you want to get an A. If you're under stress, it would make you, do everything to handle that and to be able to submit, to study hard. You want to push harder to earn a grade of A. And it has positive results. If you are, say, an athlete, you will really work very hard para manalo ka. So, challenge. It will make yourself, do the best you can because it's a challenge for everyone to make better results. So, yun yung eustress. Like marriage. Getting married is a form of a stress, but it's the positive side of it, eustress. Graduation time is another eustress. May stress pero challenging lang.
At saka yung stress na yan na maganda ang kahihinatnan because you faced it head on with a positive attitude.
Right.
Pero in the other aspect of it, there's a good and there's a bad form of stress. So doon naman po tayo sa bad form na stress. How does it impact one's personality? Kasi sabi natin na ang personality will have, a role to play on how you handle it. Pero you as a person, when you're undergoing so much stress, and you would not know how to handle it, how would that impact your thinking, your moods, and maybe the way you see things?
Nakakalungkot nga dahil ang ibang tao, nahihirapan silang mag-handle. Kasi nga, sabi ko, depende sa personality. Usually, people who are having this kind of introvert personality, because they could hardly socialize with other people, relate with others, mababa ang emotional intelligence, one factor din yan sa personality, makaka-apekto talaga yung stress sa buhay mo. Kasi nga, ayaw mong mag-interact sa ibang tao. Kasi there are some challenges in life that we go through na ma-overcome mo if you relate yourself with others. Like if you are in need of someone. Ang hirap kasi nung isolated ka eh. May problema ka, hindi ka makapag-consult sa iba, hindi ka makapag-open up. Hindi mapupuno yung iyong
So it becomes
sarili. Time will come, sasabog yan. So,
pero Dr. Flor, hetong marami tayong alam na mental health problems ngayon. And alam naman natin na one of the programs of the Department of Health is actually mental health awareness, di po ba? And we are actually celebrating that, no?
Yeah.
So ang point ko po heto pong mga stress na to na nararamdaman o napapansin o nakikita ng isang tao, can it also lead to mental health problems? And what are the most common mental health problems that we encounter with people who are under so much stress?
yeah, kasi maraming ang klase ng stress. I have discussed the two, eustress and distress. Pero, kung acute yung stress, okay lang yon.
Kasi
acute
lang.
stress is not, periodic. It's periodic. Hindi dire-diretso, hindi continuous. Unlike chronic stress. Kapag chronic stress na, medyo mahihirapan na yung taong makaget over unless she gets help from therapists, from people who can handle such situations. So, dapat talaga i-refer sila. Kasi kung hindi, baka makasama sila dun sa very vulnerable kasi sila sa mental illness. And the most common now is depression. Depression has gone up not only in the Philippines, but all over the world. Yeah, that's one major factor. And when a person is depressed, yung physiological well-being niya naapektuhan. Emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually. So
do you get to see students, kayo nasa academe po kasi kayo, do you get to see students po who come to see you, or maybe the parents who would ask you na, Dr. Flor, can you please help my child develop, coping mechanisms for the stressful life that he or she is undergoing?
Yes. In fact, I'm no longer the guidance counselor. I'm no longer working at the guidance office, but because they know that I am a registered counselor. So even until now, they would come and see me. Especially yung mga previous clients ko, they would seek for help because their child is depressed. Now, almost every week, I had students coming to me or parents coming to me seeking for help. And Would you like to know yung aking tinutulong
Yes
sa kanila
po.
para maka-overcome
Because I think that would be
sila?
helpful to our viewers.
Okay. It's just a simple thing. For me, it's just simple because people who are optimistic, who see the good sides of everything, lessen their everyday stress. So, ginaguide ko lang sila kung paano nila gawing optimistic yung mga naiisip nilang pessimistic
Thoughts.
thoughts, negative feelings, follows negative emotions.
Okay.
So, yun lang, simple na yon.
Okay, so be optimistic.
Be optimistic.
With a positive attitude, everything else will follow.
Yes.
So what would be your guiding principle aside from a positive attitude po towards how one would deal on a day-to-day stressful living?
Napakaswerte natin because we are Christians. We believe in God. And so the first thing that we should do in the morning is to commit ourselves and forget everything. Forget all worries because worry will not do us any good. No, if we think positive, we believe that we are in God's hands. I think that is the first thing that we should be doing every day. Because if you trust God, then everything is under His care. Why worry?
So aside from that, Doc, what do you advise our viewers on how to manage a stressful living?
Okay, living one day at a time would also help. Let's not crowd ourselves with so many things because we could hardly focus. Let's just have short goals, and sometimes long goals are also important. So, one by one, let's do our best. Let's plan because if you are not under stress, you can make good plans. So, it will lessen your stress if you know how to do time management.
All right. So time management is very important.
Yes.
Pero ako, Doc, I'd like to add to that, no. Whatever you said is really what should be our guiding principles also. But I always believe in myself that when you are confronted with so many stressors one day, what you can do is cut them down into a piecemeal thing wherein para bang you take only what you can bite and chew them well.
Right.
You don't really have to embrace everything and make everything be right. Di po
Yes,
ba?
that's right.
With that kind of attitude, I think our viewers will understand that stressful living can be managed and is manageable. So how would you like to tell and how would you like to address our viewers, Doc, so that they would understand na, okay, ganito talaga ang buhay. So you might want to have a parting shot to our viewers.
Okay. Another thing that we can do to add to that is learn to say no. So that we could just be handling things that we could be able to handle and we could be able to manage. So, well, to lessen our stress just to lessen because we cannot get away with stress. So just to lessen, let's help ourselves. Other people, yes, we can go to them, but the basic thing is we should know how to help ourselves too. If you feel that you are going beyond what you can handle, then stop. Relax.
Chill ka lang.
Relax. Chill lang.
And
Freeze.
Freeze. And enjoy life.
Yes, enjoy life. See the
Okay.
beauty of life.
Yes. So, heto po, no, we'll take a very short break po, and when we return, we'll have again, here in our studio, we will be introducing naman another guest to help us out understand what happens to the body when the body is under stress. Please stay tuned to Hope Channel.
Have to qualify first what kind of stress. So we have acute stress, episodic acute stress, or chronic stress. So maybe what we're talking about is chronic stress, because acute stress would be some episodes when you have incidents or events that you have to take care of, and you have stress for that certain period of time. But if it's prolonged, yung matagalan na po, then that's chronic stress. Of course, ano bang stress to? Pwede rin kasing mga physical stress, emotional stress. So, actually, nagsasama-sama na naman sila as one kung physical or emotional stress. So, maybe we can term it as psychosocial stress, ganon. So pag ganun kasi, pagka chronic stress na yung patient, nagkakaroon ng changes sa katawan, no? May wala mang definite pa kasi na study talaga regarding sa stress sa katawan, but meron sila mga nakikita ng mga pattern or association. So, yun nga po, associated to sa pagkataba or paglaki ng katawan. Kung bakit nakita nila na ang stress na cause ng preference ng food, nagbabago yung preference ng food ng pasyente or ng isang tao. Pangalawa, pwede rin magkaroon ng mga changes sa mood. So, paminsan ayaw na gumalaw, walang exercise. So, itong mga contributory sa pagkataba. No? Meron din kasi mga hormonal changes pagka may stress. So, titawag natin na may chronic na steroid sa katawan, yung produce sa sariling katawan, na nagpa-fight dun kasi sa stress. So, pag ganun kasi, anong nangyayari kasi yung mga taba natin sa katawan napupunta sa tiyan. So, titawag natin abdominal obesity or visceral obesity. So, yun yung mga nangyayari usually with chronic stress.
Let us recognize the telltale signs and symptoms of chronic stress to reduce its harmful effects and restore balance. Presenting Your Body Under Stress on Dynamic Living, the Total You.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode, Your Body Under Stress. So kanina po, bago tayo nag-take ng break, kausap po natin ng ating kaibigan, isang psychologist, at pinag-usapan po natin paano ang effect ng stress sa katawan, lalong-lalo na sa ating mental and emotional status na ating buhay, no, ng bawat isa. But today, again, this time, we have an immunologist, allergologist, Dr. Linda Verona, to explain to us ano naman ngayon ang effect or epekto ng stress sa ating immune system. So, Dr. Linda, magandang araw po sa inyo.
Hello, magandang araw din. Thank you for inviting me here again.
Yes, always, no? So, natutuwa po ako at meron ako mga resident na mga guests here and they are actually very, very good doctors who are very busy and yet they find time to be with us in Dynamic Living. Dr. Linda, alam naman natin, napaka-stressful ng buhay.
Yes.
Heto bang stress na to, how does it affect our immune system?
Naku, alam mo, napakalaki ng effect ng stress. Hindi lang natin hahalata, pero nakita sa mga researches na pag sobra na yung stress, it affects the immune system na nadidepress or nasusupress yung kanyang immune system. Although, nakita nila na pagka meron kang good stress or yung enough stress lang to stimulate your immune system, it's good, no? So parang mas lalo pang tumataas yung effectivity ng immune system. Pero nakita nila pag sustained or prolonged yung stress na yon, bumabagsak na yung immune system.
Gaano ba kahalaga ang ating immune system sa ating katawan? Kasi syempre, yung ating mga tagapagpanood, tagapagpakinig, ano bang immune system yung pinag-usapan nila? How important is it?
Syempre yung immune system, yan yung ating panlaban ng ating katawan. Kumbaga sa isang bansa, yan yung national defense. Kailangan strong yung national defense mo para hindi ka mapapasok ng mga kaaway. So, ganun din yung ating katawan. Kailangan natin yung immune system natin na pinoprotektahan tayo against mga sakit.
Pero itong mga sakit na napapansin natin related to stress, no? Ano-ano ito, Dr. Linda? And I'm pretty sure na ito yung mga nakikita mo sa clinic, di ba? So, papaano ito at ano ito sila?
Actually, kung tutusin, parang halos lahat ng sakit na apektuhan pag yung suppressed yung immune system mo. Pero mainly, syempre, infection. You come down with an infection and yung specifically kadalasan respiratory tract infection. Like yung sobrang stress, sobrang puyat, no? Nagkakaroon ng upper respiratory tract infection o kaya mas madaling kapitan ng mga sipon, ubo. Tapos yung iba naman, chronic stress, yung mga medyo mas malalang sakit, no? Tumataas ang blood sugar, diabetes, or kaya yung cancer, no? Nakakalusot. So, nakaka-cancer o kaya yung...
Kahit na yung blood pressure yata, Dr. Linda, no? Parang if you have chronic stress na you do not know how to manage, it raises your blood pressure 100 times.
Oo, hypertension, no? Tsaka even allergies, no? Mga pasyente ko, they come out with hives pag sobrang stress. So parang, kasi I believe, no, yung stress, parang it comes out as physical manifestation pagka medyo talagang hindi na kaya ng katawan.
Is there such a thing as parang may stress ka nga pero hindi naman napapansin? Or wala namang ganun, talagang lalabas at lalabas siya, hindi pwedeng itago?
Well, meron namang mga tao kasi actually, di ba, stress is parang natural part of the person. Pero it's how you deal with it, how you manage your stress ang nakakatulong. So kahit yung iba, sobrang dami ng trabaho or sobrang stressful ng mga demands sa kanila, but cool na cool sila kasi alam nilang i-regulate yung sarili nila. Meron namang iba, medyo konting ano lang, anong tawag doon,
Akala mo,
high blood na. Oo, yun. So, hindi sila masyadong marunong mag-handle ng stress.
So it's the way they handle that stressful situation that will spell a difference.
Yes, tsaka yun, kung marunong ka, tama yun, tsaka kung marunong ka ng mga anti-stress na mga activities na
Which we will
ginagawa mo.
discuss mamayang konti.
Okay.
Gusto ko muna i-delve into, heto di ba Doktora Linda, studies dati nung araw, nung estudyante pa tayo, nung kabataan natin, so to speak, although bata pa rin naman tayo ngayon, di ba parang ang cancer, the big C, pag sinasabi natin, heto yung mga dahilan, heto yung mga dahilan. Pero recent research has it that stress makes or plays a major role in the development of the big C.
Totoo, kasi nga yung sa stress, pag chronic stress, nagre-release yung body natin ng corticosteroids, no? 'Di ba? Parang yun yung coping mechanism kasi medyo kailangan i-upregulate yung mga activity ng ating mga sistema para maka-cope up, no? So pag chronic stress, nakita nila na that could be the reason kasi nagre-release ka ng chronic steroid release, so which suppresses the inflammation or suppresses the immune system. And so, nakakalusot doon sa ating katawan. Ano, 'di ba? Meron naman tayong mga natural killer cells or may mga cells tayo na nagsusurveillance para doon sa mga abnormal cells na yan. Kung stressed ka, tapos yun, mga kulang sa tulog, tapos very down yung immune system mo, ayun, pwedeng magkaroon.
Kaya Doktora Linda, napansin mo na pag tayo so much under stress tayo, madali tayong inuubo, sinisipon, o kaya nagiging matamlay tayo. Ano? It's because of these effects of whatever hormones are being released by our body. So, heto po ba, Dr. Linda, meron ba tayong way of diagnosing na hetong aking sakit, dahil lang naman pala ito sa stressful na situation na hindi ko kayang labanan, or heto naman talaga, there is really a reason why I am this sick?
Okay. Basically, dun sa sinabi mo about yung stress and activities, no, nakita nila yung mga, like mga athletes or yung mga severe extraneous activities, they are prone to mga respiratory tract infection afterwards. Okay? So, kailangan bantayan mo pag gano'n ang activity mo. Then, yung tanong mo naman na what can be done?
Done, yes.
Okay? To relieve or
Yes.
to the stress?
To help a person cope up with stress.
Okay. So, syempre, ang kailangan nga, alam mong i-manage. Tapos yung, hindi kayong very anxious lagi. Pero, I don't think na kailangang pagka may mga nararamdaman ka ng totoo, tapos ay, stress lang to. Ay, kailangan medyo aware ka rin. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng is to stress. But it may just be an additional factor, no? Baka may iba ng bagay. So, I think kung acute lang yung naramdaman mo, well, sige, baka nga stress, pahinga muna. So, makikita mo, it will subside or you can manage it. Pero kung talagang, ay, medyo malala na itong nararamdaman ko, kailangan hanapin yung... Yes, hanapin na rin yung cause kasi baka yung contributory factor lang yung stress, pero baka may ibang mas malalang kailangan.
In your practice,
pagtuunan.
Dr. Linda, as an allergologist, immunologist, yung mga pasyente na nakikita niyo po, ang number one cause ng kanilang mga problema, ng kanilang immune problems, o kaya ng kanilang mga allergies, is it stress or is it something else? One. Number two, anong pinaka-common na age range na papansin ninyo ito?
Kasi ayon sa pag-aaral, mga 70% daw ng consultation sa primary care physician related sa stress tsaka sa lifestyle, no? Kaya I think as a doctor, kailangan aware tayo na yan yung dahilan.
Pinaka-common.
Oo, pinaka-common. Pero syempre, again, yon kailangan titingnan mo pa rin yung mga ibang factors. No?
So what are your how do you distress yourself? So we'll talk on a personal level. How does Dr. Linda Verona distress herself so she can share it with the viewers?
For me, una, exercise, no, try kasi kahit walking lang, no, minsan kahit gabi na bago matulog, try kong mag-walking or basta merong time, itatry kasi that's your muscles will relax, no, so that's one. And then taking a break, no. So for me, I'm happy I have the Sabbath day. So Sabbath day of rest, no, 1 day a week nakaka-rest. And then sa araw-araw naman, basta talagang I think medyo sasabihan mo rin yung sarili mo, ops, frantic ka na, kailangan medyo relax.
You're already anxious.
Kaya kanina na traffic, kaya
Na-anxious ka?
Relax. Ganun lang siguro. Yun, maraming mga ibang pwedeng gawin para makarelax.
And people, when they learn to do these things, Dr. Linda, then it helps them manage their stress a lot better, di po ba? Pero would you say na ang ating katawan will really also need to rest from all of these stressful situations so that maka-recover din siya?
Of course, no? Kasi ang isa, pag yung sobra daw yung stress sa katawan mo, talagang definitely you'll come down with an illness, no? So talagang kailangan, kung alam mong medyo ando ka na sa taas, no, over the board na yung limit mo, kailangan gagawa ka na ng mga activities na magdi-distress, no, magre-relieve ng stress, no, like listening to music, no, yan pala, we do that while traveling, going to the office. We listen to classical music kasi mas nakaka-soothe daw yon ng brain.
Hindi rock music.
Hindi, naku, lalong matitense yung mga muscles, no? Tapos, yung sabi mo, tinatanong mo yung rest, no? Yan, importante kasi lalo na sa sleep. Hindi tayo dapat makukulangan ng sleep kasi yon ang mas isa pang nakakadagdag sa stress. And then, syempre pag stress ka, yung mood mo apektado. So, kailangan din ay medyo meron tayong mga pang-relieve din or pang-ano ng mood, no? Ang isa pa nilang sinasuggest na ginagawa, like mga creative activities, no? Kung mag-hilig ka mag-drawing or magbasa. And then meditation is also very important.
And syempre, pag stressful ka, nakikita sa mukha mo kung gaano ka ka-harassed and ka-haggard, di ba, Dr. Linda?
Yes, yes.
And tayong mga kababaihan, gustong-gusto natin palaging maganda. So
Yes.
stress-free dapat ang life.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. We'll take a very short break and when we return po, we'll continue our discussion here in Dynamic Living, the Total You, Your Body Under Stress. Please stay tuned to Hope Channel.
So pag chronic stress kasi, tulad ng sabi kanina, pwede kang tumaba or mag-gain ng weight. Gaining weight itself can cause some metabolic problems or changes sa body. So associated ang obesity sa hypertension, sa diabetes, some case of infertility. So marami siyang na-affect sa buong katawan eh. Of course, sa stroke, sa heart attack, magkakasama na po siya. So pag lumalaki ang isang pasyente, tumataba, then nagkakaroon ng higher risk for these diseases. No? Tulad na sabi ko kanina, nag-move ang mga fats papunta sa tiyan, sa abdomen. Nakita nila na pagka mataba ang tiyan ng isang tao or malaki ang waist circumference, mas malaki sa lalaki kumpara sa babae, yung target namin or limit namin, yung cut-off. Meron kasing corresponding na increase in risk for heart diseases and other yung mga metabolic diseases na tinatawag natin. So, ganun na chronic stress kung talagang marami kasing comfort food sa chronic stress kaya tumataba yung mga pasyente. So, ganun talaga kaya nagkakaroon ng mga sakit kasabay ng mga pagbago ng lifestyle ng pasyente. Yun, diabetes is a metabolic disease. Yung hypertension kasi, it's more of changes pagka sa mga arteries. So, hindi masyado yon. And then yung infertility, ganon. Obesity nga, tinatawag natin. The other diseases yung stroke at heart attack. Prevention, lifestyle and diet talaga ang pinaka-cornerstone ng management. Halos lahat ng mga sakit natin ganyan, yung mga chronic diseases natin, hypertension, tsaka diabetes, they're managed with diet and lifestyle.
Let us recognize the telltale signs and symptoms of chronic stress to reduce its harmful effects and restore balance. Presenting Your Body Under Stress on Dynamic Living, the Total You.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode, Your Body Under Stress. And heto naman po ngayon, nagagalak tayo. We are so blessed and privileged to have with us our cardiologist from the Adventist Medical Center here in Manila, Dr. Elmer Linaw. Magandang araw sa iyo, Dr. Elmer.
Magandang hapon din po sa inyo, sa ating mga tagapakinig.
And
Nice
again,
to be back again here.
Yeah, and again I say, you are our resident cardiologist. Thank you so much. So, Doc Linaw, heto ngayon, hindi natin pag-uusapan yung mga sakit ng puso na kagaya ng pinag-usapan natin dati. Today, we are going to discuss the effects of stress on one's heart and circulatory system. Pero bago po ninyo sagutin yun, matanong ko po kayo, what stresses Dr. Linaw?
Actually, everything in this world is a stressor. It's just a matter of how you contain them.
Okay.
Your tight schedule. Of course, ako po isang cardiologist. I'm an academician. I'm a politician.
All rolled into one.
All rolled plugged into one.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, they will ask me, how do you manage them? It's a matter of time management, because if you don't know how to manage it, the stress will kill you out.
All right. So, heto, we have laid down the grounds na talagang stress can kill a person. So, heto po, related naman sa inyong specialty. Heto pong stress, alam po natin, there are a lot of studies that are already out that will tell us na it has effects on the skin, it has effects on our immune system, it has effects on the heart and the circulatory system. How does it impact our hearts and our circulatory system?
When an individual is stressed, ibig sabihin, there is an emotional tension, mental tension because of the circumstances around. There's a threat. So when somebody is stressed, the hormones in the body rises up, like our corticoids, the cortisol, the epinephrine, the adrenaline, they all rise up. They rise us up to the effect that it gives a fast heartbeat, fast breathing, even blood pressure will increase. No, in the modern concept of heart attack, gone were the days na ang nagkakos ng heart attack ay bara lang ng mga cholesterol. This time is more on the stress laid on the person.
Totoo yan, Doc Elmer, no? Napansin na natin, nung araw, di ba textbooks natin, nung nag-aaral pa tayo, nung kapanahunan natin,
Yes.
di ba, sabi palagi, there's a cholesterol plaque that plugs, no, the vessels, kaya hindi nakakadalo yung dugo. So, ang dami-dami doong nakabara, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng problema sa puso. But today, studies have shown, and research can prove it, that stress can actually cause all of these problems also.
Yes, Ma'am, I agree, because this concept of plaques, the cholesterol, blocking the arteries is still there. But in terms of percentages, it's only down to 17%. Majority, which is about 80%, is the stress, because the stress can cause the rupture of that plaques, and that plaques will make a block in the arteries of the heart to give you heart attack,
because of
even
the
stroke.
because of the effects of the hormones,
Yes,
no,
po.
na i-release during a stressful condition. Pero Doc Elmer, ang stress ba that will affect the heart and the blood vessels, is it the acute type of stress that a person encounters or the chronic type of stress?
Actually, the chronic type will give you effect on the digestive system, reproductive system, sa autoimmune, even eczema can be brought about by chronic stress. This acute stress are predeterminants of the heart attack and the stroke. The sudden burst of high pressure. Kaya nga po yung mga aneurysm, pumuputok na stress, sobrang init, nag-drive, sumakit yung ulo, yung
O kaya
pumutok na yung mga ugat.
nakipag-away dahil
Nakipag-away sa traffic, gigil na
di ba?
gigil.
Oo.
Mamaya hindi na nakahinga, nadala na sa ER, nag-ST segment elevation, nag-heart attack na.
Dahil because of stress.
It's a common occurrence,
Uh-huh.
yes. Because when you're stressed, the hormones in your body rises up. Your epinephrine, your adrenaline, the cortisol, and everything, that is too bad to go up.
Di ba, alam naman natin, tinuturo din natin sa mga students, Doc Elmer, di ba, the fight or flight
Yes.
thing, di ba? So yun nga sabi ko kanina, if it's a fight or flight thing, it's really a matter of you knowing how to balance, na hindi ka naman magpa-fight, hindi ka naman magpa-flight, di ba?
But you know, this is stress sometimes is a defense mechanism of the body. When we perceive that there's a threat, our body
Will
copes
respond.
up. Our body will respond in a way that we go to a stressful level. Just for example, you want to take the exam, but you haven't read, and it's examination time. You cram, your adrenaline surges up, your epinephrine goes up, and you're on the peak of learning the thing so quickly in that moment, but your stress level is pretty high. But you can make it up, you can cope up, and you can make a high grade for that. But you don't need to be in that situation all the time, because if you had been there all the time, then there will be an imbalance of the hormone, an imbalance of the internal milieu or the equilibrium, and that's the time that a person gets sick.
So gusto ko yung sinabi mo, Doc Elmer, na it should not be in that same condition
All the
time.
Yeah.
So kumbaga, are there instances wherein stress can become, a positive thing that can drive you?
Initially, the stress is a positive feedback mechanism for us to cope from the different threats of life. That's why the body copes up as a defense mechanism for the threats around us. But this is just transient. It should not be all the time. This is how our body responded. But if we become a slave of this thing, it is already detrimental to the health. So there's only a such time that you need this stress to be a positive modulator.
So what happens to your patients, the patients that you get to see in the clinic? Siyempre, you're actively involved in your clinic. What are the kinds of patients that you get to see? Yun, alam mo, minsan naririnig natin, Doc Elmer, na kaya naman inatake sa puso yan. Hindi naman talaga atake yun. Kundi dahil na under so much a stressful situation. Like kunyari, bumagsak yung, alam mo, nagkaroon ng inflation rate na masyadong mataas. At yung kanyang pera na inilagay niya sa investment, biglang nawala,
It's like
di
this
ba?
kasi mami, there are two sources of the stress, the internal and the external. The internal are those pessimistic attitude of a person.
Attitude yun.
It's self-generated, the beliefs, the conception. The external, for example, is the loss of job, divorce, family problem, marriage problem, children among problem in kids, financial problem, loss of job, inflation, as what you said.
So these are
All of these
external.
things are external that if the person doesn't know how to cope or how to handle,
Which is more difficult? The internal problems or the external stressors?
they are both difficult because the
Okay.
internal is self-generated. If the person doesn't know how to control, he will always grab all the things in life. He will always accommodate all the stress because in the stress management, we should learn how to say no to things. We should know the must and the should. We should prioritize things so that we don't go into stressful situation. We know that in this world we are living in a very stressful environment, but a person must be able to understand what is my should and what is my must, and I should prioritize them.
And learn to
And that-
say no.
Of course, the most important is for you to say no to things that will make you crazy.
Okay? So don't say no to dynamic living, di ba? So
Of
every time
course, of
I have to
course.
have you here, then you should always say yes to me. So what are the long-term effects or bad effects? Let's talk about the long-term bad effects of stress that can impact the heart.
Chronically, when the person is so stressed, one aspect is the digestive system and reproductive system. Number two, it can cause stroke and heart attack. Eczema is there. Depression is there.
Have you encountered patients in your clinic or in the emergency room, you're called na, "Oy, Doc Linaw, you have a patient here who is having chest pains and apparently the patient may be having a heart attack." Have you seen that kind of patients wherein hindi naman talaga may problem sa puso, kundi iba kaya siya naging
Many.
ganun? Aha.
Outpatient and inpatient. Because in this world, sabi nga, most of the problems of the people are stress-related. They come to you with chronic headache. They come to you of inability to sleep, lack of appetite. When you start to dissect or to dig the history, you will find out that they are living in a very sad state of life, that they have family problems. They come to you with so many pains. Doc, I have chest pain, I have leg pain, I have abdominal pain, I have a headache. Oh, I said, I can read what you have now. My summation is, you are living in a very stressful situation that is psychosomatic. There's no biologic basis. There's no physiologic basis. It's all in the mind. And
Okay.
lo and behold,
That is really true.
Yes.
But
all
then,
all tests are normal, ECG normal, X-ray normal, blood test normal. Nothing is bad with you. It's all in the brain. It's all
okay.
in the mind.
So when they get to see you and you get to counsel them, because you don't just give them medications at all.
As if I am sounding like a psychiatrist most of the times, and I love it. I love counseling. That's why patients kept coming back. Because a psychiatrist will charge you 2,000 for the first 30 minutes. Me, even 2 hours, if there are no patients falling in line, I can talk to you and give you counsel. And most of these are elderly women living alone without kids who always cry to me upon visit that, I don't have my kids around me, I'm so depressed, I'm getting stressed. They're all abroad, they just send money and I have nobody here. That's not so happy for me. So I got the point, you are so depressed and you're stressed with your life. So these are the things that triggers the old population.
Yeah, so mostly the old population. But then kanina, you know, we also know for a fact that we also have younger
The
generations.
younger generation's
Yes.
stress are more on financial,
Yes.
marital relationship, problems on family, children, and jobs.
And then they will also manifest with cardiac problems. The
same
same,
thing.
chest pains. Ganun pa din.
Now,
Increased heart rate.
Yes, because especially the younger ones who broke up with a boyfriend, they come to you unable to breathe.
Nag-hyperventilate na.
Yes. And then you get the ECG, it's normal. Oh, I said, just get a breathing bag, blow on it, throw your CO2, and that's it.
Okay.
And you do some counseling.
All right. So I think that's how you handle stress. And what about Dr. Elmer Lee now? How do you handle stress yourself? Bago natin sabihin, paano mo sabihan yung mga viewers natin, how should they manage their
Okay.
stress?
For the management, I always identify the stressor. That's number 1. Number 2, I observe the 4 A's. 4 A's, avoid, alter, accept, and alert. I avoid people whom I believe will give me stress. I just expose for him or her for a short time.
Okay.
I don't need to talk to him for a longer time. Avoid situations.
Okay? So
If it's a topic?
ibig sabihin na Doc Elmer, pag yung kasama mo sa bahay, yun ang stressor mo, avoid mo yun.
How do I avoid?
Get out of the house.
I get out of the house. I work outside and just go home when they're all asleep. No interaction, so I will not be stressed.
Okay.
So when she wakes up, it's only a short time that we will be arguing or whatever. Sometimes I don't argue, I just look. Because the moment I argue is gonna be long. So I don't talk, I just listen to her nags and that's it. And I just nod my head.
Okay. So that's avoidance. What about the second A?
The second is alert. Alert yourself. The
Yeah.
third is adapt.
Okay.
Adapt to situations. Do not resist. If this is a traffic, you may take the longer route, even it's far, if that is the traffic, rather than ingesting yourself in a congested route, which gonna kill you 3 hours waiting on the traffic line. That's one.
So that's adapting.
Adapting. And the last is accept. Accept the situations. If this is the world of falling in line in the immigration or in the bank, you can do anything. You have to accept because there are so many clients in the bank or too long in the immigration when you check in. Sometimes I get pissed off at the immigration when the line is too long. And 2 hours you're standing there waiting for the immigration officer to stamp on your passport. It hates my life. But I said, oh, that's it. Relax here inside. So
Okay.
learn to accept. Because if you don't, if you resist, you'll be at loss. So I
Okay.
learned those things. Next is you do some maneuvers like yoga, deep breathing exercise, or even meditation.
Or maybe indulging in what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like you want a haircut every week.
Yeah, I
makes you
engage.
happy,
I
then
engage
you
to
do
my
that.
senses. I engage to my senses. I love to hear classical songs. I want to smell good perfume. good scents of perfume, or I want to have some massage. Basically, that makes me happy. Sleeping in a massage area with my heads being massaged, all of my body is so relaxing for me.
And that's what would your advice be to our viewers so that they would be, also be like Dr. Elmer Linaw, who can just smile even if it's a stressful day?
Yeah. To all our viewers, one thing that we should learn in our life is to accept things rather than resist. Things are like that, things will be like that, so it's beyond our control, because if we insist beyond these things, it's gonna make us so stressful. So learn to adapt, learn to accept things that makes you worse, learn to avoid, and sometimes learn to alter things.
Okay.
And alert yourself to these things.
Yes, thank you.
You can alter, you can even alter.
Thank you so much, Dr. Elmer, for sharing your time and expertise with us. You know that stress and a very stressful condition, stressful living environment today is just right there, always with us, no? So having that kind of attitude that you shared with us, I'm pretty sure that our viewers learned a lot from this very short
In addition,
interview.
I have to add pala, learn to have a good sleep and eat a balanced diet. Stay away from coffee, from cigarettes,
Okay.
and fatty foods. That makes your body perfect.
All right.
And learn to sleep longer. Even though I don't sleep longer because I'm so busy, but I should learn how to sleep longer, but because of the nature of my work, sometimes I am deprived of sleep, so I just make bawi on other things.
Okay. Or maybe you can do a cat nap. A cat nap
Yeah.
wherein even if it's only 10-20 minutes, you can
Yeah, I
still
do.
feel rested.
I sleep in the airplane, throughout the flight, from one destination to the other. That's my relaxation. I sleep, and then when I wake up,
You feel as good as brand new.
I'm energized and rejuvenated, and I can work again.
Yes. So thank you po. And please stay tuned as we continue on with our program here in Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode, Your Body Under Stress.
Para sa mga kababayan natin, importante na malaman natin kung may sakit tayo as early as possible. So huwag niyo pong patagalin. Dahil pag pinatatagal po natin na hindi natin nalalaman kung may sakit tayo, doon po lalo tayo magkakaroon ng komplikasyon at magiging mas magastos po ang gamutan po natin. For our diabetic patients, ang pinaka-importante nga na para ma-check ninyo or ma-screen ninyo na kung may diabetic kayo o wala, ay ang fasting blood sugar. Madali lang po yan, pumunta lang po sa laboratory at magpakuha ng test at malalaman na po natin kung meron kayong diabetes o wala.
Harmful effects and restore balance. Presenting Your Body Under Stress on Dynamic Living the Total You.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode, Your Body Under Stress. At ngayon naman po tayo nagagalak because we have with us this time a very beautiful, pretty, smart dermatologist. She's a specialist in skin, hair, and nails, di po ba? Dr. Aimee Rajagukuk. Magandang araw sa iyo, Doc Aimee.
Hello, doctor. How are you?
I'm as excited as you are to have you here in my show, you know. And if you were listening to our guests a while ago, we were discussing about the effects of stress in our body. So do you believe that stress really impacts our body?
Yes, definitely. Chronic stress basically has an increase in cortisol level in our bodies, and it's not really good for us because for a regular person, we have only minimum cortisol levels on acute stress. But when we do it chronically, cortisol level increases up to 5 times. And when this happens, it manifests in our skin. The skin is actually the largest organ of our body, and one of its functions is protection from external stimulus to the internal. So basically, there are receptors, a lot of nerve endings in our bodies that affects the skin. So one of it is disruption of the skin barrier. And one of the most common diseases that is correlated with that is atopic dermatitis. So if you've heard about it,
Sinabi mo, doktora, na
it's like a medical
atopic,
term. You know, atopic dermatitis is basically another term for skin asthma. It's very sensitive from a lot of things. So when we're stressed out, there's disruption of our skin. So when this happens, there's a lot of we become more sensitive to allergens. So
and usually heto bang mga atopic dermatitis patients,
skin
you get to
asthma
see
patients.
them. You get to see them.
A lot
in the
of them.
clinic.
Most of them are children, and then eventually when they grow up, there's something called delayed type of hypersensitivity, about 30 years old and above. And when that happens, you really become sensitive to food, sensitive to infection, sensitive to the sun.
Basically, Doctora, when you get to see patients who have atopic dermatitis, do you ask them what are the stressors that they are, having? Kasi
Yes.
syempre, if we say na stress is related to the effect,
Yes,
to
exactly.
atopic. So, what
Most
are,
of them would be teenagers when they're having exams and they're so stressed with, with their exams. They have to study a lot. Medical students, dentistry
and
students.
we used to be like that,
Yes,
right?
I have rashes before an exam all the time. And there are also studies in research that after an exam, when they have the tests for the dryness of the skin, they're more dry before taking the exams rather than after. When they're happy already, then they're all moisturized.
Then others nawawala when you remove the
exactly.
stressor.
Yeah.
So aside from atopic dermatitis, what would be the manifestation of the skin as part of, you would say na, hetong taong to, kahit na from a distance lang, hindi pa pumupunta sa clinic mo, napapansin niya, heto talaga siguro so much, under pressure or under stress.
They look so dry. The skin from afar would be scaly. Medyo hindi po makinis from afar, and you know that they're stressed out. They have frown lines. So also stress would have an effect of premature aging. So you would see people with a lot of wrinkles, and that's basically it. You just have to smile,
So ibig sabihin, yung mga hindi pa dapat tumatanda, tumatanda dahil sa sobrang stress.
Yes, exactly.
So that means we are not under stress, Doktora Aimee. Kasi we still look very young. What about, heto bang mga sinasabi nating mga acne or pimples na very commonly encountered,
Exact.
especially
Opo,
lalo na sa mga
sobra.
kabataan. Would you also say na that is partly because of the stress that this particular person is going through?
Yes, when we have an increased cortisol level, as we described earlier, it's one of the major stress hormones. It increases 5 times and makes you have oil accumulation or sebum production. So when this happens, it makes you to have more or prone to have acne. So yeah, it's sad that...
So you have atopic dermatitis, there's also acne, there's dryness.
Have you heard
of
of
the skin.
the sickness called psoriasis?
Yeah.
Psoriasis
But that's an
basically...
immune mediated disease. Yeah.
Most of the patients who are stressed out would have or inclined to enhancement of autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis. So this happens because of the increase of inflammatory cells. So when that happens, we are enhanced to more scratching and
that's the
scaling, thickening
that's,
of the
that's
skin.
the reason why we get to hear na if they're under stress, it flares up.
It
no?
flares up. It happens, psoriasis could also present with dandruff or scaling of the scalp.
Yes.
And that is due to inflammatory cells because we're really stressed out, chronic stress.
Pero minus the psoriasis, an ordinary person who may be under stress, is it possible na yung
that they can have dandruff?
niya?
Yeah. The starting of psoriasis could start with a dandruff. So it's correlated also with the heat. It's multifactorial. So because of the heat, because of the stress in your life, so you would have like chronic scratching of your scalp. There would be, when there's chronic scratching, it would have scaling and dandruff.
And what
Flakes.
what about our nails? Do we get to also have manifestations when we're going through so much a stressful condition?
When we're in stressful conditions, mostly not much on the nails, but sometimes when we're stressed out, we do nail biting.
Napapansin ko yan.
Exactly.
Do you do that? Ako, I do
when
that.
I was younger, and I was taking exams, I always, bite my nails. But it causes, when we bite our nails, there would be, wound healing would be less. It won't be as good. So the repairing mechanism won't be good when you're stressed out.
Would you
The nails
say,
would be more brittle as well.
But would you say, Doc Aimee, ikaw, no? You're a medical doctor also, and I'm pretty sure you also have many stressors. Pero how do you think should we be able to handle a stressful condition? One. Number two, heto bang stressors na to will vary from person to person? Like the patients you get to see in the clinic.
So one of the managements for stress would be exercise. So If you could do exercise every day, it would increase your endorphins, and you would be very
good.
happy. At least like 30 minutes a day, you'd be happy. If you start your day right, you'd smile, less stress in your life. Number 2, drink a lot of water. You should hydrate yourself 6 to 8 glasses a day. Number 3, this is a little bit on the vanity side. Make sure that you use sunblock because the UV rays from the sun, this is the most neglected from all of my patients. They don't use sunblock. I myself forget about it every day, but it's a good protection from the sun. Number 4, take time to have a 10-minute break and pray. You know, it helps enhance connection with the Lord.
Okay.
And also read your Bible.
Yes.
Because sometimes we're sad, depressed with life, and there's not much answers. But then the Bible really answers you, and you could pray and have a connection with God. And maybe lastly, if you love to travel, if you have money to travel, you can travel abroad, you can travel to the Philippines, go to the beach, have time for yourself. Maybe 5 minutes of, if you don't have enough funds, you can, you know, read a book,
or
you know, read
maybe-
a book.
or
What makes
maybe-
you happy,
yeah.
you know, talk to friends,
Yes.
go out.
Or maybe
So-
just go malling and
Malling,
do
go
window shopping.
window shopping if you want to check out on stuff. You know, hang out with your friends. You know,
Yeah,
it's
these
not
are-
only it has to be expensive. There are a lot of things that you can do.
And it can really truly help you de-stress yourself, di ba? So
Exactly.
what about you, Dr. Aimee? Let's go get personal. What stresses you out?
Stresses me out are patients. Sometimes dermatology is a field that requires them that instantly they want to be pretty. But of course with the skin it has to be creams, many sessions you have to explain to them, you know, rightly how the expectation would be. Also with work, time with God, I myself would be more into the social gatherings rather than going on
On a
Adventist
spiritual
gathering. Yeah,
journey.
it's a little bit like hard for me as well.
So that stresses you out.
That
And
stresses
yet
me
what
out
makes-
to
what
balance
makes-
everything.
Yeah, but what makes you what keeps you being pretty and all, you know, just like that?
Just smile and basically exercise.
Okay.
It's important to exercise. Some people think why I don't really gain as much weight, but you really have to exercise almost 30 minutes every day.
Okay, so what is your message to our viewers?
The message for everyone is that the skin is the largest organ of your body, and it's important not to neglect it. It would show your overall status, overall health. So I suggest that with stress in life, we can't overcome stress in life, but you know, constant connection with the Lord, keeping yourself busy, being productive is basically enough, and don't think of stress too much because it really manifests in our body, especially the skin as well.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Aimee. Remember, dear viewers, that stress can be a friend or an enemy. Too much or too little of it can harm us. At sabi po dito sa Job 22:21, submit to God and be at peace with Him. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Dynamic living, making the best of you on fire. Dynamic living, sharing the faith, we're giving the love and bringing the total you.
Unang-una, ang stress ay nagdudulot ito ng sakit sa ating katawan, hypertension, cancer, lalong higit, ito ay nakakapagpaikli ng buhay.
Parang makakaisip tayo ng masama. Kunwari, makakaisip tayo ng makasakit tayo ng ibang tao. Ayun.
Nanghihina. Siyempre, nag-iisip tayo, kaya tayo nai-stress. Malaking kawalan, lalo na sa hanap buhay ko, pumapadyak ako. Kaya pag nagkaroon ako ng stress, hindi makakabuti sa akin, mababawasan ang kita ko.
Ito, hindi ka masaya sa iyong pagkatrabaho o kaya pag tumagal ito, magkakos ito ng depresyon sa iyong buhay.
If you have been blessed by this program, share hope and help us continue to bring hope everywhere. Send your donations to South Philippine Union Conference through any of the bank details shown here. Hope Channel. Sharing love, changing lives.